Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we continue learning about the square root, and for this video, I want to introduce about the addition, subtraction, and multiplication between the square root. So the first thing I want to introduce is about addition or subtraction. You have 4 square root of 3 and minus 2 square root of 3. So this question will give you your answer with shortened form. That's like easier for this one. That's like 4x minus 2x and you got 2x, right? And for this one you got 4 square root 3 minus 2 square root 3. So you have the same factor is square root 3. It's quite easy for you. 4 minus 2, you got 2, and the answer will be 2 square root 3. Okay, that is the first example, and maybe I think the second example will give you more understand. How about this one? You got 5 square root 7 plus 3 square root 7. So what is your answer? You can guess, right? You have the same common factor is 7 square root 7 here, and you got 5 and 3, so you got 8 square root of 7. The subtraction will be the same thing. You got 10 square root 5 minus 2 square root 5. You just take subtraction between coefficient and then you will get the result. You got 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2, you got 8 and square root of 5 here. Yeah, 10 square root of 5. 10 square root 5 minus 2 square root 5, you got 8 square root 5. So as you can see, the question is quite easier. But how about this one? Question 4, you have a 2 form square root. Example, you got 2 square root of 7 plus 3 square root of 5 plus 5 square root 7, and you got 2 square root of 5. Okay, so how can you simplify this expression? Okay, so you can see for square root 7, I've got this position, the first term and the second and the third term. And the second term and the last term you have square root of 5. So I will combine them like this. You got 2 square root 7 plus 5 square root 7. I will reorder this term and they can stand each other. And then the remaining of two terms, you got 3 square root 5 and 2 square root 5. So for this writing, I can easily combine them together. You got 2 square root 7 plus 5 square root 7. You got 7 square root 7 because 2 plus 5, you got 7 outside the square roots. And for this one, you got 3 and 2. You will have 3 and 2 and you will got 5. You will got 5. And 5 square root of 5 is the second term in the last final answer. So here is the writing and here is your working out. So you can see question example 4 is just like example 1, 2, 3. Have the same form, but we have a little longer than 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is the example 4. That is some example about the subtraction and addition between square roots. So how about multiplication? Okay, example 5, I will give you example about multiplication. You will have 2 square root 3 and multiply 5 square root 7. How can you write down your answer? Okay, look at this. You have a 2 root, square root 3 and square root 7, and you have 2 coefficients in form of integer, 5 and 2. I will take the coefficient multiply together, 5 and 2, and then I will take square root 3 multiply square root 7. And 2 times 5 you can write out is 10, and for this writing you have 2 square root and you can combine them together, 3 times 7, and then you will have square root of 21. So from here you can write out your answer is 10 and square root of 21. That's it. Okay. Example 6. You got 5 square root 11 multiply 4 square root of 3. Okay, so how can you work with this? You have 5 times 4 as coefficient of multiplication, and then you got 2 root, you multiply them together like this. Okay, so 5 times 4 you got 20 and square root 11 times square root of 3, you will got square root 33 like this. Okay, question 7. You got 4 times square root 3 multiply 6 times square root of 13. This one, you have two coefficients 4 and 6, and you have two root, square root 3 and square root 13. First one, I will take multiplication of coefficient, and then I take multiplication of two root. This form, 24 multiply 3 times 13 like this. So it means you combine two square root become to one single square root. Okay, so 24, and for this one you got 39. This is 39. Yeah, okay, that is the way how can you multiplication and addition or subtraction between square root. Okay, so we have some example in here, and I hope you can finish this so quickly. It's very easy for you if you understand the method. Question 1, 2 square root 3 plus 5 square root 3. You got 7 times square root 3. For this one, very quickly, I can write out 12 times multiplication, 12 times square root of 10. Question 3, 5. Yes, this is 5 square root 3. Question 4, you got 20 times square root of 40. 20 times square root of 40. Okay, and question 5, a little bit longer, but it's not too difficult. Square root 3 here, and you have one square root 3 in this position, so I rearrange. And then 5 square root 7 minus 2 square root 7. They can combine together like this. And 2 minus 1, you got 1 square root 3. And for this one, you got 3 square root of 7, because 5 minus 2, you got 7, and you got 3. And for this one, you got coefficient like this. And you have here is 9. Here is 11, and here is 5. Okay, carefully about this. 2 times 4 times 3, you got 24. Square root of 9, you remember? That is 3. And you got this one is 11 times 5. So after that, you got 72 times square root 55. Square root 55 in here. Okay, that is question 6. Question 7, you got 10 times square root 3 minus 4 times square root 3 plus 2 times square root 5 and plus 5 times square root 5. Okay, after rearrange this term, you have 5 minus 4, you got 6 square root 3. And for this one, you got 7 square root 5. And for this one, you got 4 times 3 times 5. And you have 8 here. Okay, square root 3, square root 7. So for this one, I will have 60. Carefully about 8 here, because 8 you have square root of 4. Square root of 4. For this one, I will take 3 times 7. For this one is 60. This one is 2 multiply 2, because square root of 4 you got 2. And here is square root 2. You got this one is 21. 120, because 60 times 2, you have the resultant number here. And then about the square root, you got square root 42. 2 times 21 equal to 42. And the last two questions for this video, you can work it by yourself. I think so. You might not 10 square root 11 minus 3 square root 3 minus 7 square root 3. So after this, you got 14 times square root 11 and minus 10 square root 3. Okay, so for question 10, you got 5 times 7 times 4 square root 3 square root 2 square root 5, 140. And about this one, you got 3 times 2 times 5 and 140 times square root of 30. Square root of 30. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you can understand every question I give you in this video. See you next time. Bye bye.